What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of TYLER LOCKETT's best route running from this 2020 season. We're going to be talking about a dive release. We're going to be talking about how you guys can work on catching one-handed. We're going to talk about some drills that you guys can do, and then how we're going to be talking about how you guys can get some separation on like a drag route, how you can get some separation when you're crossing the field, okay? So I hope this video gives you guys some value, and again, if you're a receiver, guys, and you want to get better hands, I know I talk about this a lot in all my videos, but I really believe in this program, 30-day program to improve your hands. Check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days. Check out all the info. No quarterback required to improve your hands. Let's get started. So we're going to be bringing Lockett down here in motion, and he's going to be working this kind of dive release, 2 steps to get this DB to jump, turn his hips, and then we beat him on this out route to the outside, right? So you see when Lockett comes down, let's watch at full speed. They snap the ball. He goes inside 1-2 steps, breaks this thing out, make sure we accelerate and beat him back to the sideline. So this is a great route mainly because when we sell this thing, when we sell this dive release, it's something that you work, especially when you got a DB who's maybe in like a catch technique, an off man, soft press here, right? Maybe he's got some help to the inside, he's outside leverage. My main goal though is to threaten him with either a slant or a drag, however, and like in the last clip that we just showed when I showed the intro here, you saw that Lockett, the Seahawks like running drags a lot, right? They like getting across the field. You see Metcalf do it a lot, especially down on the goal line. This is something that they can sell. So let's dive inside. Let's dive this thing to the inside, get that DB to turn his hips, and then I snap this thing off and break it back outside. So let's watch this thing full speed, or we already watched it full speed, so let's break this thing down. So again, when Lockett comes off, you see how his eyes are to the inside, his shoulders are committed to the inside, and his hips are committed to the inside. This is no different than when you guys are running like a post corner, out and up, whatever it is. You guys want to snap your hips, snap your shoulders, and give your eyes to the quarterback, or sell with your eyes in the direction that you're trying to get this DB to bite on, and then break it back out. So it's no different than that, right? So he's taking 2 hard steps, so 1, 2, right? And he's breaking off that second step. Now the thing is that's what gets that DB to bite is his speed, his hips, and his shoulders and his eyes. Those are the big 3 on any kind of double move or any kind of salesmanship that we're trying to do. I sell with my body, hips, I sell with my eyes, and then I sell with my speed. I have speed into it. Now what creates the sudden cut here, everybody asks me all the time, excuse me for that was the wrong thing to click on. What gets you with this sudden cut every single time is that pop of the step because you're running full speed. So if I'm running full speed, the only way I change direction off of a single hard cut is by just being sudden. I just break this thing off right now. I pop that foot in the ground. I accelerate out. Now, any receiver can get separation off the line, right? Especially in a situation like this where they bring you down in motion, you got some room to work. Anybody can get space, right? But can you keep the space? Because this is going to be a fast, athletic dude as you continue to get older and older and older, and as you continue to progress, right? He's going to be faster, quicker, more explosive, bigger. So how can I make sure that I keep separation? My acceleration out of the break is what gets me some separation, okay? So Lockett comes off the line, sells it 2 steps, gets this DB to jump. Now, what is he focused on here? He's focused on exploding off of that cut. And this is something that you guys got to think about when you're doing drill work. You guys got to be thinking about, okay, I want to push off of that cut. I want to push off the inside arch of my foot because that's what explodes me back to the outside. That's what gives me energy. And now I use that energy and translate that into my arm swing, into my arm drive, because that's what will widen the gap. And you see how Lockett does such a great job of running out. He never stops his arms. He's always working these arms to widen the distance from this DB. That's the goal right here. The goal is to widen the gap. The goal is to create as much separation as possible with your third phase of the route. You get the release, or in some cases you get the stem, you get the break at the top, and then you get the acceleration. The acceleration is what makes or breaks a receiver's route, and this is a great job by Lockett working this acceleration and beating him to the ball. That's a great job. Let's watch it again full speed one more time. So bring him down in motion. Then he comes across, 1, 2, pops this thing up. Make sure I accelerate out. Make sure I work those arms and make this play. That's a great job. Okay, so now, this is good. I know this isn't really route running. That's what we're mainly here to talk about. That's what we're going to get back into, but I wanted to touch on this because I get this question asked a lot. How can I work on one-handed catches? And some people think like, that's not something that you could really work on, but this is a situation that you're going to get all the time. Somebody's going to be grabbing on your inside arm. You're going to be swatting hands on a DB. Quarterback's going to put this thing in a great spot, and all I have is one arm to make this play, right? So how you guys can work on this, especially if you guys already are pretty comfortable catching with 2 hands, you guys are always pretty consistent anyways. When you're working like easy ups, like before a workout, you should be working like easy ups, right? So you come on the line, maybe get a little release, then you're jogging up, just nice, easy, getting the flow of things to warm up. You want to try to work on always catching with 1 hand. You never want an easy up, stuff like that, unless there's coaches there, unless you're practicing with your team and you don't you're not in a situation where you can drop it, you want to be working one hand, right? And then when you're warming up before a game or not before a game, but more so before practice or before a workout again, you guys should be working on catching one-handed, because if two hands is already easy for you, then you guys should be going one hand, one after the other, just to get used to this situation, because this is a situation that could happen. And if you can catch a ball with one hand, damn sure going to be able to catch it with two hands, right? So that's the key here, being able to be comfortable with one hand. That's just something that you guys can do so you can work on these types of catches, because this is not just a freak play by Lockett. Lockett is a freak athlete. He's a freak receiver, great route runner. But plays like this is something that you can 100% work on when you're working easy ups. Work on catching one hand. You're sitting there, no coaches around. You're warming up at the quarterback. Work on catching one hand. Okay, let's watch it again, full speed. Hell of a catch there by Lockett. And when you're working one handers, make sure you're focused on tracking it with your eyes. So we're gonna be looking at him here. He's in the middle of the field. We kind of lose him on the screen as he gets across the field here. But this is a great separation to get set. This is a great move to get separation on like a drag route or on like an over route, any kind of situation where I have man coverage and I beat this guy to the inside. So you see how Lockett comes off here, right? DB's going to be chasing him across the field. Now he's giving him the inside release, so I can pretty much anticipate that he's got help over the middle, right? But how can I shake this defender? This is something that Lockett does really well here, is giving him this little 1-2, right? So he comes back across, bam, bam, gives him that 1-2, because what does this build off of? You guys remember that dive release we were just checking out, right? So this is how you make your routes look the exact same. Lockett comes off the line. What does he do? He takes 2 hard steps, break. And that sells like he's just doing that same dive release, and he breaks this thing back out on this out route. The Seahawks love to do that little release, that little dive inside, then come back out. Now we use it on the actual drag to get me some separation, to get this DB sitting down. Maybe I've came at him a couple times during this game already. I've broken to the inside. I've given him that 1-2, then I break back to the outside, right? Or maybe they've seen it on film. They've seen it on film 100 different times. They know your tendency, because here's the thing, guys. You got to realize that when you get older and you're facing better DBs, right? It's not high school or youth DB. Right? A high school and youth DB, what they do is they just go out there and they just play, right? But a good DB, a Division I DB in high school, a college DB, they understand, okay, this is the guy I'm matched up on. This is who I'm going to be playing in this coverage and that coverage. I want to know how he runs every single route, and that's why film study is so important, right? And you guys should be doing that as DBs too. How does he like to play me? What does he like to do? Would this release work? Would this release work? And you got to think like how a DB would think. Do you have a tendency to do this every single time? Okay, how can I mix that up so I'm unpredictable? So I don't have predictable tendencies, right? And that's exactly what Lockett does here. He comes off this line, bursts up, gives him that 1-2, gets him to stutter, gets him to think back outside, and then what do? What's the goal? Anybody could get separation like I talked about before. It's about widening the gap, especially on a drag when you get some room to work, or an over route. Let's freaking get there. Let's use my arms. Let's keep my head down and widen the space with this guy. So when I catch this ball, I could burst upfield and I could go do some damage. That's a great job by Lockett, making his routes look the exact same. You sell that dive, give him that cut back to the outside, and then let's get across the field. Great job by Lockett. Let's watch it again full speed one more time. So he comes off here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breaks this thing back up. Make sure we accelerate, widen the distance. Anybody can get space, but can you keep space? That's a great job by TYLER LOCKETT. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And again, if you want to improve your hands, like I said, you don't have a quarterback to throw to you, that's a perfect program for you. Check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days. I'll see you guys next time.